Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Hey, ready? 280. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. 51. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Switch. 54, Mike. 58, Zoo. 21. Check.
Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
First down, Falcons.
And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
Hey, express.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
51, Tom! Rush in! 58!
51's the Mike, boy, 51. Guys, it's game situation, let's go. Mike 51.
20!
3 bud.
Gun!
Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Even though it's the opening drive of the game, he wasn't shy about taking off and running with the football, even knowing the defense is definitely going to take their shots at him, and that's exactly what they did. He better learn to slide, otherwise he won't be around to finish this one.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
51's the Mike. 51's the Mike. Watch the slip.
On 3rd down, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699.
Cut. Go, Mike 51. Mike 51. Go. 51's the Mike, boy. 51. Man.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Pick the edge. Come. 20.
Here's Ryan. And he whips that one incomplete there. Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. And it's 3rd down. Now, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. And the Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation, and then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27, and they were off to the Super Bowl.
Whip. Watch the whip. Check four.
Throwing again, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch safety creep. Two. Hey, watch it. Switch.
Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Check.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd.
Watch the screen. Pass. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Black.
From the gun, here's Cousins. It's brought in by Dodson. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down.
Mike. It's our field.
A first down throw for Cousins. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Jahan, 180!
45. 65. 65. 65.
Take. Black. Jahan!
Third and short yardage. Cousins. Down to the left. It's complete to Dodson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Cousins going to come up on a first and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. To throw is Cousins. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here now is second and 10, again from the 41.
Lucky 48. Check three. Hey, flipper.
Back to the ground, Cook. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On third down, Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a first and 10. Cousins going to come up on a first and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. A toss to Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
I got one. Undercrunch.
Cousins. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down.
Gun.
Hey, one set.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. The open man is Smith. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 13-yard line.
That's another Viking
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Well, there's an example of patience being rewarded. Ran the ball on first down and got stuffed. Most people would scream, throw the ball here. In this situation, they stayed with their roots, stayed with running the football, and they got rewarded.
Cousins now to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So you're a boxing guy. How do you score that on your boxing card? A very long drive, but 3 points.
And I really want to do my boxing analyst voice right here, but I'm going to keep it normal for us, right? I call it a draw. That type of a drive has to feel good, right? You take it all the way downfield, you control the ball, control the clock. But they only got 3 points out of it. So defensively, it could have been worse, right? So I give it a draw.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Connects with Sanu right side. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now Ryan. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones. 85 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead. We've seen these two, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, connect quite a few times over the years. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Well, maybe for the defense it does, but not for us who are watching it. And Julio, every time he steps on the field, you can just about mark him down for 100 yards. That's about his career average per game. But think about this. Getting in the end zone has always been a struggle for him. He gets the big yardage, but he doesn't get the touchdowns. Not this time. No matter how many people were kicked in coverage, he found a way to beat it.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Watch the safety. Bring up 48. Hey, Steamer.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Oh, here we go. Oh.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Fielded just inside the 20. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. 20 yards on both of those plays back-to-back there. They are moving now. It's another 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Ready? 25. I got one. Check 43. Check safety.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And Freeman lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. He's at the 40, 20, 10. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Pretty quiet. 49. Check 49. Check 39. Check 13. Check 13. Topper.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 27, Ryan throwing the out route and complete. That's Jones. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Get that quarterback, D-Line. Get that quarterback. 51. D-Line, get that quarterback. Twist on him, Travis.
SOS. SOS.
Check.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
No gain on this defense. Boys. 58.
Mike's 54.
Ryan. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver. That'll bring up second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. He's got a first down and then some in midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43.
He's checking. Crash. Check three.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Now Ryan. Caught on the right side by Jones. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Line out!
Now Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 11 yards there, first down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll run on first down. It's Freeman, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, box drop.
And the blitz does come. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Jones. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Down. Ready. You ready? You're not ready. You're not ready. You're ready to that.
On first down, Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Let's go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So a field goal try here on 4th down as the Falcons call on Matt Bryant. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, I'm coming. Switch. Bingo. Switch. Check 31.
Hey, Ringo, 48. Where's the hot?
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Mike, 45. Watch the curl. Slam. Through.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 23. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Checking the NFL scoreboard, they're in the 3rd at MetLife Stadium. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
51, Tom!
Right there, 54, Mike.
Hey, Ripley!
Come on, QB, come on. Check 37, check 36. Pull it high.
Wait!
36.
General West!
You got tight.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss.
Hey, Echo!
On 2nd and 12, Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
A 12-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Ready!
51's the line. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Alert flare.
Hey, check down!
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. He's got Sanu. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Ready! Back 25!
Let's go, baby. Return over. Get that ball. Get that ball.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Freeman. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
From the 16, Ryan. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Hey, Will. Bandit. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day. Check 26, check 26. Back. Let him go.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Bryant Saxter point up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just 1 4th-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Cousins on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, but it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Mike 53. No chance. Wide. Get wide. 6 guys.
To throw, Cousins. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tech McKinley made his way into the backfield. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
He's coming. All right, now here we go.
3rd and long for Cousins. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. This is taken around the 12. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check three.
Freeman again. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Hey, got 18.
22.
Put it by
11.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Hey, Steve 6. Check 24. 51, Mike.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
It's a gain of 6.
A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
22.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. 11 yards there, just like last play. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Check.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Shoot.
25. Check 25.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Looking in zone for Jones. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown.
Quick 6.
Julio Jones with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Falcons push further out in front. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Vikings 10. Matt Bryant set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Bang, 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 bang. He's crashing.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look.
I'm scared.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Flush to his right. And complete right side to Cook. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. Ducks him with a grab over the middle. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. Smith catches left side. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. And I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Third and short yardage, Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now Cousins on 4th down. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Check 59.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Cousins to throw for it on fourth. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
At the 39-yard line.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Falcons, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.